For task 1, we are to implement the addUser method, which has to require string arguments, email, and hashed password, and returns a user object after it has been added to the user's table. The method should save the user to the database, and validations are not required at this stage. Here a SQLite database engine is created, meaning we are using a SQLite database. This drops any existing tables defined in the database engine. Note that the reason for this is for development purposes, in case we need to still change the database schema modifying columns, or starting with a clean slate during testing. However, in production, dropping tables like this would lead to data loss and should not be used. This creates new table based on the models defined in user class, by initializing the database schema of user class. Now we create the addUser method. That adds a new user to the database. It will take to arguments, email, and hashed password. Because in our user class, only email and hashed password are required to not be empty. Inside the addUser method, we create an instance of the user class with the provided email and hashed password as arguments. Then we add this user instance to the session. Then we commit the transaction to save the changes to the database. Finally, we return the addUser instance, which is the user object.
Let me explain something here. In the user class, there is no explicit constructor defined for the user class that accepts email and hash password. This is because, in SQL Alchemy, when you define a class inheriting from base, SQL Alchemy will automatically generate a constructor in it for you. This automatically generated constructor will accept the keyword arguments corresponding to the names of the columns you have defined in the class, in this case user class.